As we approach the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend, let's take a look at the development race, as many teams are poised to introduce new parts at Jeddah. Bahrain proved that the Red Bull RB20 holds an advantage over the rest of the field, but that gap is not as big as Bahrain showed us. So many teams are hopeful of bridging the gap to the top step of the podium, starting from the second race of the season. In today's video, let's focus on what we can expect in terms of upgrades from the likes of Ferrari and Mercedes down to Aston Martin and the Racing Bulls. Let's start this video with Ferrari. The SF24 was the closest challenger to Red Bull at Bahrain, both in qualifying and race trim. Yet the Ferrari on average was about 8/10 slower than the Red Bull machinery, a pace difference partly due to a brake problem which both Ferraris during the race apparently had to manage. The Italian team estimate the brake problem to have costed Leclerc and Sainz about 5/10 of a lap time on their opening stint, which still puts the SF24 still 3/10 behind the Red Bull at the least. But first, reliability and consistency is important to be championship contenders, and the brake problem doesn't ensure those aspects. So, Frederic Vasseur has insisted that Ferrari firstly will focus on this issue, working with its Italian brake supplier to understand what the issue was, to remedy any potential flaws coming to the Saudi GP. "We had the problem throughout the race. We have to make sure that nothing like this happens again," said Fred Vasseur. "We have to have clean races." But the team isn't stopping there, as the team has its first upgrade of the season with huge potential for the upcoming race, specifically in the works. Ferrari will debut a new medium to low downforce rear wing specification at Jeddah, primarily focusing on efficiency while trying to sacrifice minimum amounts of downforce in comparison. Taking top speed comparisons in Bahrain, the Ferrari-powered cars were leading the pack, with Nico Hülkenberg topping the list with the top speed of 335 km per hour, Sainz achieving a top speed of 332 km per hour, while the Red Bull of Sergio Perez achieved a top speed of 331 km per hour, all with the aid of DRS. This proves that Ferrari has a strong engine. Backing that powerful potential up with a better aerodynamic profile will allow Ferrari to close the gap to Red Bull, allowing for a more competitive showing from the SF24 around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. The new Ferrari rear wing will still have a gurney flap in place according to reports, to gain some downforce, crucial around Jeddah's Sector 1. Next, let's talk about Mercedes. Mercedes were unable to maximize the true potential of the W15 at Bahrain. A really good qualification by Russell was undone on the race due to the team opting for an aggressive cooling package, resulting in both power unit overheating and electronic discrepancies. Many wondered how the Silver Arrows messed around the car's cooling after having tested the car here on the same track, combined with the data they gathered during free practice sessions. But Wolff is confident that it was an error in judgment, the team taking the most aggressive option available, which he believes the team can work around by revising the cooling package for Jeddah, suiting much hotter conditions. While improved cooling is a good and much needed upgrade for the W15, that is not the main improvement Mercedes will be introducing at Jeddah. The Silver Arrows will be focusing an upgrade around the car's mechanical aspects, specifically around the car's rear suspension. For the W15, Mercedes opted to switch for push rod rear suspension over the former pull rods. The result? Better mechanical stability and kinematics was seen from the W15 around Bahrain. Yet we saw the W15 having slight moments, the rear snapping combined with a little bit of mechanical bouncing. Mercedes will be focusing on this area, making adjustments to the suspension geometry by a factor of millimeters, shifting more balance from the car's front to the car's rear. This will be a crucial factor as Jeddah does not have many traction corners that need mechanical grip, but does require high levels of lateral grip to take excellent speed through high-speed sections. In terms of aerodynamic profiling, Mercedes will be sticking to its Bahrain specification front and rear wings medium downforce levels, as the team first wants to learn more about the car's mechanical platform before dwelling into aerodynamic specifics. Next, let's talk about McLaren. Bahrain was an okay race for the Woking-based squad. Compared to last season, they are miles ahead, but the MCL60 ended the season at a strong position, closer to the Ferraris than the MCL38 was at Bahrain. The main weakness we saw from the 2024 McLaren machinery was low-speed cornering. Apparent from the time loss both Norris and Piastri suffered around the last 2 turns at Bahrain. This is the team's main focus of improvement, reiterated by team boss Andrea Stella at Bahrain. We did a speed overlay of qualifying in 2023 and qualifying in 2024. We went 1.8 seconds faster and we improved at every speed, Stella said. Even in low speed, we are faster because we added downforce overall, but most of the downforce was added in the medium range, so the low speed still deserves some specific work, and this is what, in particular, the aerodynamic group are working on. For the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, McLaren will be introducing a reprofiled rear wing, focusing on improving efficiency. Efficiency was a big weakness on the MCL60 last season, so McLaren are testing the MCL38's capabilities on tracks with high efficiency requirements, starting from the upcoming Grand Prix at Jeddah. Next, let's talk about the Racing Bulls. The Bahrain GP was an eventful race for the Racing Bulls, with both cars failing to score points at Sakhir, a disappointment given the hype surrounding the team. So, moving on to Jeddah, the RB team has an upgrade plan in place, introducing an updated side pod design. According to the team, this upgrade won't be largely visible, but the team believes it is an important change to the car's aerodynamic philosophy, with Racing Bulls opting to follow Red Bull's direction in terms of mechanical platform, utilizing the RB19's front suspension and opting for pull rod's rear suspension. The team believes the side pods upgrade will improve the airflow towards the car's rear suspension and diffuser, which will improve the VCARB 01's efficiency. Coming on to Aston Martin, there is nothing much to say. The AMR 24's performance at Bahrain was underwhelming. While a single lap pace was quite surprising, the race pace was worse than expected, as a struggling Hamilton was able to overtake Fernando Alonso and gap him over the race stint. For Jeddah, Aston Martin does not have any planned upgrades, but the team has one mission: to understand the 2024 car much more to unlock its full potential. Taking a look at Red Bull, the RB20 has proven to be yet another tough challenge for rival teams to crack. With the Austrian squad opting for a different aerodynamic philosophy in 2024, many are eyeing on what sort of upgrades the team will be introducing on the RB20. According to reports, Red Bull have not announced any upgrades for the upcoming Grand Prix at the Jeddah racetrack, so the car that raced in Bahrain will run at Jeddah as well. According to reports, Red Bull have its first major upgrade package planned for the Japanese Grand Prix, so fingers crossed till that. A common part that every team will be bringing over from Bahrain is the rear wing, with slightly different specifications. Some will opt for medium to low downforce configurations, just like Ferrari will. Other teams will bring the rear wing they used at Bahrain, the medium downforce configuration ones. But every team at Jeddah will implement the gurney flap on the rear wings, just to ensure to extract every bit of downforce while making minimal sacrifices in terms of efficiency. Jeddah is a circuit which requires a fine balance between efficiency and downforce. Too much of either aspect is not going to help, so it will be interesting to see what every team shows up with at the upcoming Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So what do you guys think? Will Ferrari and Mercedes be able to overcome their Bahrain GP woes? What's your pecking order for the race at Jeddah? We are very much into your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section down below. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of our future uploads. Keep yourselves up to date about the 2024 Formula One season.